Beto with Town Square Buzz, and welcome to today's segment of Town Talk. We're here with Johnny Moore, who is running for at-large city council seat. Johnny, welcome. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for taking time out of your really busy schedule to sit down and talk with Town Square Buzz.
Thank you, and welcome to my house.
So you have decided to run for the city council at-large seat.
Yes, ma'am.
coming open. Elections are coming up in just a few weeks. Tell me what made you decide to run for council right now?
Well, been in McKinney for about 6 years, and I've seen some differences as to people who are. Well, I've seen things that should not be, and I'm thinking that we should have some people in there representing the people as a whole, togetherness. And there's been times where there's pockets of places and districts that are not moving forward like McKinney has been moving forward. So I was talking to my wife, and I said, there's got to be a way where we can make a change, make a difference. My daughter, she's in the middle school, she's ready to go to high school. So with that in mind, I'm thinking instead of just talking about it, we might as well just open doors and try to do something about it. So I decided to run for city council at large.
Is there anything specific that you saw that you felt was in need of drastic change within our city?
Well, yes, one, we have to look at the education. Now I understand we do have the board of trustees. However, the city does have a responsibility to help educate the students.
Okay.
And by doing that, we can help by building up libraries that are needed in different districts and giving them an opportunity, giving that particular district an opportunity to be educated, to graduate from high school, to give them an opportunity to graduate from high school. The second thing I've seen is the budget. And I went over a couple of budgets prior, about a year ago into this year, from 2009, 2010, 2011. And I noticed we are spending way too much that we should be spending on certain items.
Okay.
And so I think McKinney is ready for those who's going to be on the city council to just use common sense. Just to say, this is what we should be doing. This is what we can't hold off on until everyone in McKinney has the opportunity to prosper and flourish. We cannot continue to spend more money on those who's already established themselves and making more money on the backs of middle class and low and moderate income people. We need to make sure everyone has an opportunity to move forward. And that is what I'm looking at right now.
Okay. So before we go a lot further, tell us, you're a native Californian.
Yes.
You've been in McKinney 9 years?
Six and a half years.
Okay. And tell us, who is Johnny Moore? What makes you tick?
Okay.
And tell us a little bit about you or yourself. I know many of our readers would not have met you necessarily. Our city has become much larger, so this is a great opportunity for you to tell them about yourself.
Okay, great. As she said, I'm from Southern California, and I'm a beach bum. I have to tell her I'm a beach bum. I love the water. I body surf, I boogie board. My brother and body surfing boogie board, he was third in the world in the late 70s and early 80s, and so that was a great thing. I'm an educator too. I enjoy learning. I enjoy crunching numbers. There's a model that numbers don't lie. People put numbers in to do, but the numbers itself do not lie. And so as a statistician or a mathematician, whatever you want to call it, whenever there's numbers, I get excited about it, and I think those numbers tells a true story about whatever you're talking about. So I played ball all my life. Played football all my life, played at San Diego State. My mentor at the time was Herman Edwards. Mm-hmm. And those of you that knows football, Herman Edwards, I was a coach now, he was a coach at Kansas City.
Right.
And I was also a good friend of John Fox, who's a coach over at the Carolinas. And we still have connections, and I enjoy talking to them. They were excited when they said, Little Johnny, they always say Little Johnny, I don't know him Little now, but they said, Little Johnny, you're going to the political arena? And I said, yes. And they were excited about that. They was like, wow. Came out here to UNT. I graduated from UNT in 2007 and a master's degree in counseling, in the counseling program. My understanding the counseling program was #1 in the state of
Yes.
Texas and #15 in the nation. So I'm very excited about having the opportunity to graduate from that particular school. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I enjoy working with students, at-risk, high-risk students. At one time, I'm not sure if I told you, I was a coach for 12 years.
Okay.
And it's just my life. I enjoy just being around people that I could make a difference. So that's a little bit about Johnny.
I'm sure you saw quite a difference in the kids you coached from the time you started, without a doubt.
I enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it. Yes.
So, given your background and who you are as a person, what strength do you think that you bring to the table if you were to be elected as a council member?
Honesty,
Okay.
integrity, my tenacity, and my fortitude to make things happen. It's something that, and I am not putting anybody down on the city council, that we lack. We lack the fortitude to move forward for the people, not for the population. I mean popularity, excuse me, but for the people. And we, as city council people, we must move out into the community, in each and every community, and find out what's really going on and how we can make that change. When I help two people, one in San Diego, one in Oceanside in California, to get to where they're at in the city council seat, now they're deputy mayors, and notice that people tend to do things the same way to get elected, and that's scary to me. I'm not an owner, I don't have a business or anything, I'm just a middle class person with a lot less money than people expect me to run for this place, this city council, but I have people around me
Okay.
who want to see changes, and I'm the person who, with all the background I have, excuse me, and my upbringing, probably I fear less with if they're going to try to convince me to vote one way or another, but I will vote for the people, and I will make my decision, conscious decision, to see which is best for the people, majority of the people. So I don't have too much of the political background, but what I do have is the fortitude to move forward for the people.
So how would you decide what is best for the people?
Knocking on doors, communicate. That's
Okay.
something that we should do. Looking at the numbers, looking at what worked, research things that did work in different communities, different cities about our size. What is the possibility that could happen? What is the negative part? Everyone knows the positive side.
Sure.
I want to know what's the negative side, and if that's going to deter me from voting because of the people, or can the people endure that negativity, and then we can move forward. And that's what I'm looking at. I don't look at the positive, because it's always going to be positive. Always looking at what is the negative part that would hinder or hurt the people themselves.
So do you feel like your counseling background helps you have that communication, open communication with people, and they're more apt to talk to you about what they're really thinking and feeling?
Yes, I would say yes, simply because communication is not only verbal, nonverbal, which listening is very important. And to actually ask the right questions to see if you get your answers of whatever they're looking for. We all are counselors. If you're a husband, wife, mother, father, we
Some
all
better than others,
we
I'm
are
sure.
we are counselors. In my case, we put a formal name to it, whether you Adlerian or you're, whatever it may be, Rogers or whatever. But we all are counselors. We all at the point where we should step up as adults and move forward. So
Okay, so Given the changes in our city's recent history, we've been selected as the 5th best place to live in the country. What do you think is the most critical issue that our city faces in the next 5 to 10 years?
Lack of understanding culture. That's important. Right now, we went from 58,000 to what, 131,000 in just 10 years? In 10 years, in that 10 years, 41 plus thousand African Americans moved to Collin County. In that 10 years, 38,000 Chicanos and Mexican Americans moved from there. And we're not talking about even Asians. We have a diverse culture that's moving into Collin County that it's beautiful. But we're also talking about life cultures too. We also have to talk about what everybody brings in their life culture. Should, the gay and lesbian organization, we should look at that and not deny it, but embrace it.
Not fear it.
And my own thing to McKinney, it's moving so fast. I don't think they have time to think about, okay, what can we do? What should we do? So my thing is embrace the culture and the lifestyle and see what we can do together to make this a trendsetting city. I think we can. That is a trendsetter. Boy, this is a beautiful place. It is beautiful. People wants to come to McKinney. We could just make this happen to the point where the state of Texas will look towards McKinney. What is it that they're doing that is embracing everybody? I truly believe the next 10 years, we're talking about maybe 210, 220,000 people, maybe more. And these are people that are coming in not only from McKinney, but the state of Texas and outside, saying that this is what we want to live. Johnny Moore's staying there, so we got to move over there. I don't know, but we're going to have more people coming through that's diverse. So,
do you have a specific set of ideas or plans that you might suggest we utilize in order to help us understand those other cultures or all the cultural mix that we have in McKinney? How do you suggest that we bridge that gap?
Look, with the Chamber of Commerce, it was so funny because they're putting this group of people together to bridge the gap of this.
True.
However, and I spoke to one other person and I said, well, do you have anybody from District 1? And they said, well, no. I said, do you have anybody that are Asian? Well, we're planning on getting that happen. Well, we can't continue to keep planning. Go and find them. Find the people, find those who are a different culture, different lifestyle, and put them all together. Whether there's 4 or there's 40, put them together and talk about it. Sit down and listen. You may not agree with the person, but you should understand the person. And sometimes we tend not to agree and we don't care. And that's where we don't get an educated understanding as who they are. So when the Chamber of Commerce is going to put this together, they're going to put it together and they're going to see a lot of European Americans there. And they're great people, European Americans there. But how do you bridge a gap of ethnicity or life culture if you don't have that part in that group? I just can't see that.
Okay.
So I would ask Chamber of Commerce and others, when you put a board together and you want to bridge the gap of communities, get those communities together and get them in there, and not say that you understand, only you understand, which you probably don't. If I wanted to know about McKinney, I just cannot ask African Americans. I cannot just ask Chicanos and Mexican Americans. European Americans there, Asian Americans are there. The gay and lesbians are there. Tea partiers are there. Everyone is there. And you got to hit everyone. Right. And so we could go from there.
So we need to be inclusive.
Very much so.
Okay. Thank you for this part of our discussion. We'll come back and talk more with you in a short while.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us in this segment of Town Talk. Come back and join us as we discuss further with Mr. Moore his thoughts on politics in the city of McKinney.